Coming up, while you keep your children safe trick-or-treating, don't forget about your pets. What you need to know to protect your furry friends over the holiday weekend. It is a favorite weekend for so many families, Halloween, but it's not always a favorite for our pets. The holiday can be pretty scary for them. So joining us with safety tips for our pets is our favorite vet, Dr. David Gonsky with West Loop Veterinary Care. Good afternoon. Nice to see you. Who do you have with you?
No, this is Delphi. You've met her before. She's our 4.5-year-old dog. She's a great girl.
And she's got a little costume there. What did you dress her up as?
She's a bumblebee.
Oh, very, very cute. And I always wonder if animals like being dressed up. And that's actually one of the things we're going to be talking about is people like to dress their pets up for Halloween. Are there ever any concerns about some of the costumes and the health and safety of our pets?
Yeah, let's start with costumes. This costume, you can tell she's fine. She's comfortable in it. She's not struggling to get out. There's room underneath so she can breathe, okay? Mm-hmm. There's a Velcro strap on the bottom. Velcro is easy to take on and off, and without any strings or loose pieces, it's safer. And there is one problem with this costume I should point out. It's got a little dangly ball here for her little bumblebee antennas. You really don't want loose dangly pieces that dogs can eat. Wow. This dog won't eat anything, but,
but
I still gotta watch it.
Okay, let's talk about this. Halloween weekend, for whatever reason, is one of the busiest times of year for veterinary clinics. Why is that? What kind of issues do you run into?
Dogs in particular, and cats to a small degree, are scroungers. And so in my house, we've got 2 kids running around. They're going to come with their friends and bags of candy. So you've got chocolate and wrappers everywhere. As we've talked about before, chocolate can be toxic to dogs. And so we want to keep that out of their reach.
Okay.
And then, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
And then we've got like baked goods, which you may not see on screen, but dark chocolate, which we use in a lot of our baking, and baking chocolate is more toxic than milk chocolate to dogs. So we got to be really careful what's just lying around on our counters and on our tables.
So at what point do you need to be concerned? Because I think I remember in the past my dog had maybe a piece of chocolate, but it was just a piece, and I was freaked out, and I was watching him, but he seemed fine. At what point do you need to be concerned about this?
I think it's always a good idea. Right, so chocolate, basically the darker the chocolate, the worse off it is. Okay. But in my opinion, if your dog gets into any chocolate, call your vet or the emergency room. Just let them know how big your dog is, what kind of chocolate was, and how much it was. And they can easily tell you if this is not a problem, this is a problem. Okay. It's so much better, as we've talked about a million times, to be safe than sorry.
Sure. And I also just learned this week that macadamia nuts and raisins are also a problem.
Yeah, that's actually true. Both of those are toxic to dogs, and so we want to avoid those as well. So if you've got a chocolate macadamia nut cookie with raisins in it, you really got to call your vet or the emergency room.
Okay, so let's talk about decorations. Is this something that they tend to want to chew on, and that's what brings them to you guys during this weekend?
Exactly. Dogs will chew and swallow almost anything. Yeah, that's you I'm talking about. They'll chew and swallow almost anything. And so things like these little balls on the end of this witch's feet, this confetti on this piñata, those can cause obstructions. Wrappers from candy, they'll eat all that. And cats, any long strings, any long lacy things, those can also cause obstructions that block their intestines and require surgery to fix. So we want to keep as much as we can out of our dogs and cats this weekend, and always.
Yeah, of course. And let's talk about the trick-or-treaters coming to the door, because that can be pretty unnerving for our pets as well. What should we do with them while this is happening?
Yeah, so we've got another one at home, and the 2 of them together create quite the symphony when the door rings. So my simple recommendation is we don't want our pets running out of the house. We don't want them scared at the costumes and masks. So it's best to keep them away. Put them in your kitchen, in a bedroom upstairs or somewhere else, on your floor, away from the front door. This prevents them from running out and getting lost, and also could prevent an accidental bite if they're scared of someone that actually comes to the door, the threshold. And a reminder, name tags and microchips, if they do get lost, can help them get home to you.
Okay. Finally, if you could give one piece of advice overall, what would that be about anything else people should be aware of, or, your biggest concern because of what you guys see during this weekend?
I think one small thing is cats should always stay indoors. They can get into a lot of trouble outside, especially as it gets cooler. Dogs and cats get hit by cars. It's darker earlier now. So really, I think it's leash walking your dogs, keeping your cat indoors, and just watching what's on your counters and tables, because it's the things that dogs and cats eat that we see a lot.
Right.
So I'd be careful of that. Prevent the preventable.
Absolutely. Okay, Dr. David Gonsky, West Loop Veterinary Care. Always a pleasure to see you. Happy Halloween to you and your friends.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, you take care.